evening and welcome to the Late Night Business. Tonight, as always, we have a very interesting show lined up. My name is Ian Dennis, and with me, I have a very interesting guest that I can't wait for you guys to hear out this particular story. But before I get to introduce my guest, I want to remind you that you're here at the Capital Club, the place you need to be as an entrepreneur, because at the Capital Club, primarily you have an access to a huge array of network. I always say your network is your net worth, and just being part of the Capital Club, you have an access to this particular huge network. Also, I want to remind you that two of my books, one, Food for Thought and Business Conquest, are actually out at the Textbook Center. Go pick it out. And today I look very, very good. Of course, I know I look so good. And I'm looking so good courtesy of Lugo Collections. If I was a Luo, actually I'm a Luo. I said my Lugo Collection. And with me I have the founder today, Mr. Maxwell. Konguka. I didn't want to get that wrong. Karibu sana, welcome to the show.
Asante sana.
Looking as dapper, so not na much.
Yes.
Suti ni suti, ama suti ni Lugo.
Suti ni Lugo.
Just to start our conversation,
yes,
I have a quote here, and it says, initiate movement before dwelling in self-regulation. And I emphasize it much further. Taking action and making progress is crucial, as spending too much time analyzing and self-regulating can hinder advancement due to overthinking. Yes. Maybe this quote, how does it apply to you, or maybe how has it applied in your business or business life?
Well, this quote, when I look at it, it's sort of like businessmen should not overthink. When you get an idea, you just execute it. There's a quote that they say in business, a little too late might be a lot late. So if you wait too long, maybe the idea might pass you.
And maybe in your entrepreneurship life, how long do you usually take from just having an idea to executing? Normally. For me personally, if I think about something and I have the resources and ability, it may go all out.
Yes.
Yourself?
Well, I want to lie to you that when I think of an idea, then I just execute it immediately. I love to think through it. And then once I've looked at all the risk factors and all the benefits, then I'll go into it. Yes.
Well, and we'll get into it much deeper because I want to emphasize. But Karibu to the show. The first question I like starting all my conversations. What exactly are you most grateful for today?
Well, I'm grateful first for today to be hosted by you. Yes. So I'll say maybe it's a dream come true. Yeah, because when I look at my journey, it's taken me, I didn't know, maybe one day I'll be sitting with you like this. So I'm grateful for the journey. I'm grateful for the time that we're having together. Yes.
Karibu sana.
Asante.
I had the opportunity to have a conversation with you and also visit your store, check out the production.
Yes.
And you're taking me through this interesting story that you've been through.
Yeah.
Maybe just to start off this conversation, maybe you can take me back. Growing up, did you have any particular entrepreneurship influences within your family, or how was it growing up? What aspirations did you hold?
Well, I don't have any background in terms of the family members. But my entrepreneurship journey started when I was in campus. So when I was in campus, there's a business that I started. So I used to do printing, photocopying, and stuff. So from there, I got the knowledge of you can actually do something and make money out of it. So when I was in my second year, I think I used not to ask money from the parents for upkeep.
Yeah.
So there's a time my dad would call me and ask me, "Hey, you've been so quiet. Are you okay?" Then I'll tell him that no, I'm okay. I'm just fine. So I did that for about 2 years. I think when I was in my fourth year, now I decided to sell the business because now I wanted to concentrate on my studies and then finish and work on my grades and stuff like that.
So when you started off the business in campus, primarily you had no background of entrepreneurship. What triggered you to start the business back then?
Well, what happened, I think I had a brother who was also in university. So when he came home, he told me like he was doing a business like
an older brother.
Yeah, an older brother.
Yeah.
Yeah. So when I looked into that, I think I got interested in that. And then I think there's a time I went to visit him he was in Moy University. So I saw like he had a printing machine, a photocopying machine. So that really interested me. So when I went back, I got a machine and I started doing that business.
So it was an opportunity that your brother did.
Yes, I think so. In as much as there was no entrepreneurship in the family line, but I think through my brother also, I think I would say there was a bit of it. Yes, not that much, but there was a bit of it. So because it's something that I learned from my bro. Yes.
And what influences did you have growing up? Because you mentioned none of your parents were an entrepreneur. What were your parents into? What are the influences and the values they instilled in you? Maybe when you look back in retrospect.
Well, I think my dad was a teacher. He was a high school teacher. So you know, my job.
Oh, geography.
Yeah, geography. Yes. So you know, when your dad is a teacher, so of course it was like strict parenting. Yes. So I think that gave me a lot of discipline.
And mom?
Mom was a stay-at-home mom. Yes. But then I think that discipline, that culture that they instilled in me, I think has also contributed to my business. Because see, for you to run a business, you have to be very disciplined. Yes.
And growing up, primarily you said dad was a geography teacher.
Yes.
What are some of the values, maybe when you look back, that he instilled in you, besides, what's it called, just being in that particular home whereby it's literally, you have a teacher?
Yes. Well, I think the main one is discipline, how you relate with others. Because then if let's say something happened, maybe you play with the kids around, and then maybe there's a scuffle, so it could tell you like, this is not how you relate with people. All right. So then through that, then I've learned how to relate with people, and even with my employees, with my clients. So that nurtured a good relationship up to now. Yes.
There's something interesting about your story, was that, so the first business that you did was while in campus.
Yes.
And then you also had another stint in business. Maybe you can take us through that story that ended up messy.
Yes, I remember that story. So you see, I told you like in my fourth year now I started the printing business.
Yes.
But then there was a friend of mine, a buddy friend of mine, I think he was doing computer science. So he gave me a software. So this software was used to send bulk SMS. So I saw an opportunity here. So I used to go to schools and share with them that idea, like, I have this software. You can use it to send messages to parents. And I think most schools, some are a bit apprehensive, some took it. And then through that process, then I was able to see there was a business in this one. So there are some schools you could go and they'll tell you maybe if they can get something that is more comprehensive. So I looked at one of my friends who was also a computer science student, a colleague. So I told him, why can't we partner so that we can give these schools more? And then he said, okay, let's do it. So I used to market, so I was the one who was doing the marketing. So you go to this school, some will get, some they'll tell you, maybe we'll call you. Don't call us, we'll call you, you know that.
Yeah.
But some gave us. So I think there's a place that we went. We were given a contract. It was about, I think, 50,000. So
which is a lot of money back then.
Yeah, it was a lot of money. It was a lot of money. So I said, like, because we're not going to, because I started the business, but now we are going as partners. So why can't we do this thing 50-50?
The business was registered, it was just like...
No, it was not registered, it was just partnership.
In quotes.
Yes, it was partnership in quotes. So we started the business, so we went, and then we set up the system. So that school told us we should be coming, I think it was on a Thursday, so that we could collect the check. So this guy apparently was in school earlier than me. So he went, he was given the check. He said, just write the check under my name. And then, so when I went, I was told, but your friend was here and he was given the check, and the check was written under his name. So when I call him, he does not pick. Then he sends me like something, I think around 15,000. So I was like, but we agreed it was supposed to be 50-50.
Yeah.
What happened? But you know, like, I'm the one who did a lot of work. I did the coding and stuff like that. Yes. So then I said, okay, it's fine. So I called my dad. I explained to him, and so that told me something. He told me, you see, that money that guy has sent you, don't worry about the big money that is not sent you, like the full amount that you're supposed to get. So he told me, that money that he has given you, that is what God will bless you with. Yes. So he told me that it's 15,000, but out of that 15,000, it will grow to something big.
And what lessons do you learn from it? Because I know one of the things about business.
Yes.
Sorry.
Let me just continue with that 15,000. No, this 15,000 is what I used to set up a website. So the website that today is lugo.co.ke. So actually, my first client, I got through that website. Yes. Right. Yes.
And so, had you already thought about Lugo at that particular point in time when you're running the business, or how is it?
Now, the funny thing, you see, that experience now made me to now start thinking, because now this is your partner, you are working together, and like you see, I had dreams. Like I wanted this thing to grow so that we can serve so many schools. But then now this is the guy you cannot continue working with that person. So, and then you're also bitter. There's that
other bitterness.
You feel like you've been betrayed. Yes. So out of that anger, I think that fueled. And I started thinking of what business can I do. So luckily enough, my sister had a tailoring shop somewhere in Kisii. So I used to join her, and I saw how she was doing her business. I think I got interest from
your
there.
Older sister?
Yeah, my older sister, of course. Yeah, so I got interest from there. And then now I thought of how do I now expand this thing. So that is when now I decided now to come with that name of Lugo, and I set up the website with that money.
Oh, the money
that guy had given me, because of course he sent the money, so I just kept it somewhere, just waiting for what's the next course of action. Yes.
And it was doing, what's it called? You set it up while still in campus?
No, actually, the partnership, we did it now after campus. But when I was in campus in my fourth year, I used to do it alone. I just used to go install the software like that. So after campus now, when I was going, so these people told me they wanted something more comprehensive, something that they could use for inventory and stuff like that. So that's when I engaged this old colleague of mine so that we can start the business. So bringing the partnership was not I don't know whether I call it a blessing or a blessing in disguise, because maybe if that incident never happened, maybe I couldn't be here. Yes.
And what did it teach you about partnerships? Because in business, there are some who push for having a partnership, there are some who don't. What was, from your experience, would you advise people to go for a partnership, or what are some of the things they want to look for before putting a partnership?
Well, I didn't look at it that maybe partnership is a bad thing. I just thought maybe it was just a bad day for me, or just a bad day in business. Yes, so partnership I think is a good thing, but then you also have to be very careful with the kind of partnership that you bring on board. Yes.
If you were to do a partnership again, what would you look at?
I think I'll look at personality more than even the talent that you're bringing, because that is what is important. That's what I consider most. And then, of course, the talent. What are you bringing to the table? Yes.
So it was based on that particular failed partnership, and you had the money you'd made through that particular business that you did, that literally was the base point of starting Lugo. Just take me through the earlier years for Lugo. So primarily you had the 15,000, used part of it to set up the website.
The whole amount.
They used the whole amount to set up the website.
So I had a website, so I'd put products there, so I'd put that, but I didn't have the products.
So the products are getting from the internet?
Yes, I just downloaded the internet, the product from the internet, and I put them there. So then I could write a description. This particular suit, it costs this amount, but I didn't have the products. But now people used to call me, ask me, "Do you have this thing?" Then I tell them, "Well, this one is out of stock." But then you see, them calling me made me.
It's a validation.
Yes, it was like, this thing can work. Why can't I just now commercialize it and start doing something out of it? So, but I used to keep their contacts. So if somebody calls me, I'll just keep the contacts like that. And then I think, because I started this business, I think it's 2013, towards the end. And then in 2014, now I wanted, because people were calling me, people were asking me for this product. So
just based on the website?
Yeah, based on the website, nothing, nowhere else. Yeah. So that time my grandmother used to have some chamas. So she took a loan of 20K, and she gave me that amount.
You'd asked for her, or
I just told her I wanted to do a business, because see, I've left campus.
Yes.
and I've not secured a job yet. Yes, so I told her like I would like to start a business. So if you can help me get a loan, because and then that's 20K, and then also that time I sold my laptop. I think around 20K, so I had like 40K. So I decided. They say, "Come on, buy."
Let's go all in.
Let's go all in. So I went online. I started looking for. I started looking for tailors who could do suits. Then luckily I got someone. Someone called me that you can come and work together. So I'm a tailor, but you can come. You can use our space to do your business. So that's how I started now getting a space in town. And I started doing my business from there.
So it was based out of your grandmother's taking a loan on your behalf, selling your laptop to start?
Yes, so that was like coming to around 40 Gs. And then this 40 Gs was actually, because see, that time I was in Kisii. So
oh, you're not yet in Nairobi?
I was not in Nairobi, I was in Kisii, because that's where my sister's shop was. So I had to move, so this money was used to get a place to stay.
So the money, 40,000 was to move to Nairobi?
To Nairobi, yes. So it was just a series of events.
And what made you be so courageous to make this move? Because primarily you're in university in Muliro.
Yes.
You finished campus, you don't have a job.
Yes.
And then grandmother's taken a loan on your behalf, you've taken the risk on you, you've sold your laptop, and you're coming to Nairobi.
And can I tell you something just before the story of my grandmother? It's a very interesting story. Before, she had given me a loan before. I think, because this was in 2013, and then in 2014, I was running some business for selling like phone covers and stuff like that.
In Kisii?
Yeah, in Kisii. So she had given me a loan previously of around I think another 20K. So I was able to repay this loan for like 8 months there. I think it was halfway. And then something happened. I lost money, like everything. It was stolen, like I didn't have anything. So I couldn't pay. So my dad had to come in and pay it. You understand? So the second time, she still had faith in me, and she gave me.
And she believed in you.
Yeah, she believed in me. But now this time around, I said, I'm not going to disappoint her. Yes.
So when you came to Nairobi for the first time, how did you now start maneuvering around? Because you're in the city. Was it the first time you're coming to the city?
No, it wasn't the first time.
But your first time was coming to stay?
Yeah, now I was coming to stay, and I was not coming to stay with anyone. I was just coming to start from zero. Yeah, so I had a cousin of mine, so I told him, get for me a house in Nairobi. I'm coming to Nairobi in a week's time. So out of this money, I was able to send him money. So he got a house for me. And then when I came to Nairobi, so I went and bought like the basic stuff to just start staying. And then, so during this process, a guy who had seen my number online, like I was looking for a tailor, called me and told me, I have a shop in town. Now, instead of me coming working for you, why can't you come? We work together. So you can just bring your clients to my to my tailoring shop. So and that's what I exactly did.
So that was the beginning of...
Yeah, that was the beginning of Lugo.
And just paint for me a picture of the earlier years. So literally it is you coming from Kisii, your grandma giving you a small loan, selling your laptop, coming to the city for the first time with only 40,000 shillings. And then meeting a tailor to start. How did you get your first clients?
Well, now, it's also interesting. You see, my first client, the ones who used to call me and ask me, do you have this particular product? I used to tell them, right now it's out of stock. So once this guy called me, so I went to his workshop, and I saw it was a nice workshop. It was a place we could set the business. So I called one of the clients that had called me. Some were not picking, but I called this one, and they told me. So I told him, right now I have a shop, and if you don't mind, you can visit and see the work that we do. Then he told me, actually, I'll be in town like by around 12. So he came with his suit. He told me, if you can produce this suit like this, so he selected the fabrics, then I'll give you work. So we did for him that suit. It was ready like in 3 days. And then when he came, he was very delighted because it was like just the exact fit. So from there, he was going to give us, I think, an order of, it was around between 5 and 6 suits.
Wow.
Yes.
That's the first client.
That was the first client. And you know, 40,000, you've used it to pay rent, you've used it to do what? As in, you have nothing. Maybe the amount you have is less than 10,000. but you give yourself hope that maybe it might work.
True.
If it doesn't work, I think I still go back home. My parents are still there.
My grandma
is still there. Yes, and I'm still young.
Yeah.
I'm just fresh from college. I think it's 2 years since I left college, so I'm still young. So I don't have a lot of like baggage and stuff like that. Yes. So I was just giving myself hope that maybe this thing might work. Yes.
So it was just based on that first client that
yes. So when I got that order of 6 suits, at least I was able to get something like 30K again in my account. So from this one, I started now marketing on social media.
You look at your grandma.
Yes, that one I paid. I paid pole pole. I think after 6 months, then I was able now to clear the whole amount. Yes.
Interesting. So family literally came through for you.
Yeah, family literally came through for me.
Yeah.
So I started with this small workshop, and then after I think 1 year, so I called my dad, because you see, my dad was not so sure about this kind of business, because he used to tell me, I used to tell him I want to start a business. Then he told me, you see, you can't just move from campus and then you want to set up a business.
Yeah.
Yes. He used to ask me, have you seen anyone who just left college and then now you've gone and set up a kiosk? Yeah, I told him, okay, because he wanted me to continue with education, go and do my master's and stuff like that.
Of course, that is a teacher.
Yes. But I told him, I'll do all these things, but let me start working first, so I can advance my education after I've finished, after I've started something on the side.
Interesting.
So even for me to start, actually didn't know.
Yeah.
Yes, so it's something that. So
so Dad didn't know you've come to Nairobi?
No, he didn't know.
All right.
Yeah, because that time I was I think I was staying with my sister in KC. So when I told them I was going for an interview in Nairobi, a job interview.
Yeah.
So then they say, okay, just go.
Interesting.
But they didn't know like the plans that I had. Yes. So after 2 days, they could call me. How was the interview? I told them I'm still waiting for their response.
Yeah.
But they have told me there's another one I'm waiting for next week. Yes. Yes. But down here, I was working on my craft.
Yeah.
Yeah. So in the house, like I think I'd bought like the basic stuff. Because I was telling myself, if this thing doesn't work.
Yeah.
I don't have a lot of things to dispose. Yeah, so I can just go back.
Interesting.
And I did that for like 3-4 months. I wasn't like sure if this thing will work. Even after the class was streaming, I wasn't 100% sure. So after the 6th, 7th month that's when I saw, I think this thing
you can actually get to work.
I will stay here now. That's when I started maybe getting myself some house stuff. Yes.
So this has been quite the interesting episode, and I'm sure you're yearning to know more. What exactly happened to Lugo? How did it grow? And unfortunately, we can't finish it today. So next week, we're going to be continuing with this particular story. Hope you can actually just get to join in. So next week, Tuesday at 8 p.m. on KTN. So I'll see you next week as we